Mobile television production facilities for this broadcast are made possible by a grant from Walmart. Walmart, with their location on the White Horse Pike in Summerdale. You're watching Sterling High School Channel 19, serving Hynella, Laurel Springs, Magnolia, Summerdale, and Stratford.
For the first time since 1971, Sterling is South Jersey champ.
Went on to become the New Jersey Tournament of Champions winner. South Jersey's never won it before. So the Sterling Lady Knights and that string saying South Jersey is well represented now.
Sterling is going to the championship game.
Looks like he's fouled there. Quick with a desperation shot, and there he goes! It's good! It's good!
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Sterling Channel 19. We are here for some 2024 boys basketball. It's the 4-3 Sterling Knights taking on the 6-3 Audubon Green Wave here on a gorgeous Monday night. I'm going to send it over to Connor Strauss and Dan Leakin for the pregame show.
Welcome to another episode of Knights Game Day. I'm your host, Connor Strauss, along with Danny Leakin. Dan, how are you feeling about the game tonight?
I'm feeling pretty good. Sterling coming off of a tough loss against Haddonfield, but they are 4-3 on the season. The wins have come against Timber Creek, Haddon Heights, West Effort, Paulsboro, Williamstown, and Haddon Township. Their leading scorer is Walter Garrison, averaging 15.6 points per game and 7.6 rebounds per game. Another player to look out for is Julian Johnson, who had a monster game against Haddonfield, averaging 10.7 points per game and the most assists per game on the team with 1.7. Sterling is 0-3 with teams above 500 or 500, so that'll be something to look out for today.
Yeah, and then you take a look at Audubon. They're 6-3 on the season. Their wins coming against Collingswood, Delran, Gateway, Haddon Township, Gloucester, and Lindenwold. Their losses came against Gloucester Catholic, Woodbury, and Triton. Their leading scorer, Ryan Johnson, averaging 24.6 points a game. He also has a 40-point game on the season. Another player you're going to want to look out for is Zon Young. He's in the paint. He's averaging 12.7 rebounds a game and 15 points per game. So strong force in the paint, and if you're Sterling, you want to make sure that you're flooding the paint, not letting him get those 12, 13 rebounds a game. Comparable opponent for these two teams is Haddon Township. Sterling beat them by 11 when they saw them here at the Castle. They beat them 55-44. Audubon beat them 50-42, 8-point deficit. So Dan, who are you going to take winning this game?
Well, listen, Sterling had a tough loss against Haddonfield, but this team has a lot of fight. We mentioned it a bunch of times on that broadcast. They're coming out for revenge, and honestly, I like their odds today. Julian Johnson, I think, is going to have a monster game, and a big addition. They do have a Zion Arnett-Fields back in the lineup, so I'm going to take our Knights.
Yeah, I'm with you, Dan. I'm also going to take our Knights tonight in a big win over the Audubon Green Wave. Good momentum win for the Knights, and that'll do it for Knights Game Day. I'm Connor Strauss with your co-host, Dan Leakin. Go Knights.
Thank you, guys. We're going to take a look at the 2023-2024 Colonial Liberty standings. Haddonfield leading the way at 10-0 overall, 5-0 in the division. Haddon Heights at 5-4, Sterling 4-3, Paulsboro 3-5, Haddon Township 2-7, and then West Deptford at the very bottom at 1-6. And we take a look at the Colonial Patriot standings. It's Audubon leading the way at 6-3, followed by Gloucester at 4-3, Woodbury at 2-5, Lindenwold at 2-6, Collingswood at 3-6, and then Gateway at 0-9. We'll compare the teams. Sterling 4-3, third in the Colonial Liberty offense, averaging 53 points per game, defense allowing 56. Their last title coming in 1999, and their leading scorers, Walt Garrison, averaging 16 points a game, followed by a Zion Arnett, Julian Johnson, and Travis Schmid. Then you look on the other side of your screen, Audubon at 6-3, first in the Colonial Liberty offense, averaging 58 points per game, defense allowing 46. Ryan Johnson, their leading scorer by a wide margin at 25 points per game. Then is Zon Young, Caleb Eller, and Liam Nixon rounding out the leading scorers for the Green Wave. You look at the series notes. Sterling overall leading the series against the Audubon Green Wave. They have a 23-5 series lead. Sterling winning in their last 3 straight games. Audubon's last win coming in January of 2020. And guys, it's shaping up to be a very interesting night of basketball tonight. Sterling coming off of a tough loss against Haddonfield, looking to bounce back with a win tonight. And we're going to take a look at the Sterling starters. Zion Arnett, Travis Schmid, Jason Camardo, Julian Johnson, all juniors at the very bottom there. Walter Garrison, the lone senior for the Sterling starters tonight. And for Audubon, it's Ryan Johnson, the senior, Azan Young, the sophomore, Caleb Eller, Liam Nixon, and Finn King rounding out the starting 5 for the Green Wave. And we're going to let Sterling introduce themselves.
Travis Schmid, forward, Laurel Springs, New Jersey.
Zion Arnett, guard, Somerdale, New Jersey.
Julian Johnson, guard, Somerdale, New Jersey.
Joshua Bush, forward, Magnolia, New Jersey.
Brandon Allison, guard, Laurel Springs, New Jersey.
Walt Garrison, wing, Woodbury.
Isaiah Bethea, guard, Stratford.
Jace Camardo, guard, Stratford. Isaiah Benjamin, point guard, Magnolia.
Casey Kozaneski, big guard, Stratford. Marquise Holloway, forward, Magnolia. Justice Gamble, guard, Stratford, New Jersey.
Shakespeare Tusso, forward, Magnolia.
So our keys to the game as we come back here at the Castle: unselfish play. Got to play very disciplined here tonight. They have to execute. They got to help their shooters out. And a weakness that we noticed against Haddonfield, they were able to answer back offensively very quickly once Sterling was able to put up some points on the board.
Yeah, and right now when we talk about playing unselfishly, no one from last game's starting lineup against Haddonfield averages over 2 assists, which is a big problem. That means that we're not really getting a lot of ball movement that translates to points for the Sterling Knights.
Yeah, so definitely curious to see how that will play in factor tonight as we look at the Green Wave starting 5 as they introduce them out here on the court. And one thing is, look at the starters once again. Ryan Johnson, he's the guy you're going to have to look out for. Averaging around 25 points per game. He has a 43-point game under his resume. He has 4 30-plus games. That's definitely a guy that the Knights are going to have to game plan for if they want to get this win tonight.
Yeah, and had 221 points coming into tonight's contest. He's really going to be option number 1, and it looks like in Audubon's losses, he's really not scoring the ball a ton. So the Knights are going to have to do a nice job of sometimes maybe even throwing a double team his way, collapsing down on Johnson, and making somebody else beat them. But that's tough because they also have 2 other 100-point scorers in Caleb Eller and Azan Young.
Yeah, Azan Young, definitely another guy that you're going to have to watch out for in terms of getting rebounds. He has 114 rebounds this year in 9 games, averaging around 12.7. So definitely a guy you're going to have to look out for as well.
And Azan Young is the big man. You'll see him in the paint, as we mentioned before. Last game against Haddonfield, Sterling had a really tough time covering Rolfing, who was 6'8" in the paint, and he got so much attention from the Knights that all the shooters were wide open. So let's see what Azan Young can bring to the table as we look at our Sterling starters again. And someone to realize is back in the lineup today, Zion Arnett.
Yeah, someone who was missing from that Haddonfield game. Definitely a big piece that Sterling is getting back here tonight, and hopefully can be one of the key pieces into a Sterling win here tonight.
And what Jake and I talked about a lot after the Haddonfield game is the chemistry seemed off with the Knights. Them not having their big starting 5 there was a little impactful. Josh Borsch was the 6th man, or excuse me, was the other part of the 5, which is now the 6th man tonight. And we'll see what the difference maker is when Azan is back in the lineup.
So a fun matchup ready to get underway. Audubon at 6-3, Sterling at 4-3. Sterling undefeated here at home to start the year. You take a look at Coach Behringer on your screen as we are ready to get things underway. Sterling will start with possession as they win the tip-off, and we are underway here at the Castle. Julian Johnson gets it out to Camardo, dish out to Arnett. Arnett looking for somebody open, just trying to find space. He gets it to Garrison. Finds Johnson, excuse me, that's Arnett on the outside. He'll drive inside, dish out to Schmid. Now here's Camardo in the corner. Nice feed inside to Garrison. Drives toward the rim. Layup there too strong, and a rebound there for number 2, Finn King.
And even though that doesn't result in points, that's a good pass into Walter Garrison. Just not able to convert, but you're liking to see the unselfish play early.
Defensive rebound there for Julian Johnson.
Against Haddonfield, Julian Johnson was a huge difference maker on defense, and he shows it again there with a nice block.
Julian Johnson on the outside. He'll drive in, find Camardo. Schmidt on the outside, connects with Arnett. Arnett drives toward the basket, makes a nice couple moves, but cannot go. Rebound there by Azan Young. So now the Green Wave going down the court. Caleb Eller with possession. Dishes it out to Nixon. An easy layup right there for Azan Young. First points of the night for the Green Wave. It's 2-0.
Well, missed attempt by Zion Arnett leads into some points for Audubon. And I was talking with Coach Shivers earlier today, and he said that Zion hasn't played since Thursday because of his sickness. So he's feeling a little rusty. Probably has to get the shot going again as we're going to look at the replay from Azan Young's layup.
Yeah, just got enough open space inside the paint, and that's definitely something that you're going to have to watch out for, along with the elite play of Ryan Johnson.
Yeah, and they got the illegal screen there on Walter Garrison, so his first foul of tonight's contest.
That'll be another whistle blown there. We'll take a look at it.
Looks like they get Schmid saying the feet weren't set, and looked like he was still moving a little bit there, so still early, but first foul there for Travis Schmid.
2-0, Green Wave on top, about 2 minutes into this first quarter. Glad you're with us here at the Castle. Nice feed inside, layup there is good for Liam Nixon, and it's 4-0 Green Wave.
And that was good ball movement right there from the Green Wave, and they got Nixon a good look at the rim. They're playing unselfishly right now, and that was one of the keys for the game for the Knights, but right now Audubon moving the ball around, getting everybody involved.
Yeah, and Ryan Johnson being their leading point scorer, but also does average almost 3 assists per game, as you can see with his ball movement right there.
Travis Schmid for 3, perfect. Let out the goon, Travis Schmid. You got your first points tonight. It's a 1-point game.
Big shot there from Travis Schmid to get the Knights on the board. Had enough space in the corner to let it fly, and that's where he really excels, is in that corner. Nice job getting him an open look for the Knights.
Green Wave looking to answer back. That layup there too strong. There's a second try. That one can't fall. Third time's a charm. Nope. And a foul.
And here's Travis Schmid on the perimeter where he is best, just letting out all the goon. And what a shot from Travis Schmid. And that was one of the big problems that Sterling had last game, was capitalizing on their outside opportunities. They did well from the 3 from a good period of time, but towards the end, they lost their spark. So that's a really good shot from Travis Schmid.
First one good there for Azan Young, averaging 15 points per game, 73% from the line entering this one.
And what I liked from that possession there was Walter Garrison had the defense kind of collapse on around the free throw line. That totally opened up Travis Schmid all alone in the corner, and he was able to convert with open space.
So Azan Young 2 for 2 from the line to start the night. 6-3, Green Wave leads it. Here is Schmid on the outside. Schmid trying to feed it to Arnett, but goes out of play.
And that's one thing we saw where the wheels kind of fell off in their last game at Haddonfield, where they dropped that one 67-39, was just a bunch of unnecessary turnovers. You see head coach Brian O'Donnell of the Green Wave, who's put together a nice start to the season. They're 6-3.
Green Wave lead this one by 3. Here's King on the outside, gets it to Johnson. Here's Caleb Eller trying to set something up here for the Green Wave. Finds King. Nice feed inside, swatted away, out of play, and it's going to be Knights ball.
That's a good defensive possession right there by the Knights, and we take another look at it. And another thing that I noticed is you see Johnson poke that one away and get the ball back for the Knights is Walter Garrison in foul trouble already, 2 fouls. So Josh Borsch comes into this game early for the Knights, and we're going to have to see how they do without their starters.
Long 2 from Borsch is good. Josh Borsch coming right off the bench and being productive to start the night.
Well, Borsch doesn't play like your typical guy that's 6'4". He has a great jump shot and can score from all 3 levels of the floor, has a deep bag when it comes to handling the ball. He's going to be a great player, only a sophomore, and has the height.
Nice pass from Schmid, great finishing there from Julian Johnson, and the Knights have their first lead of the night.
And I think the Knights are definitely starting to get their wheels under them. They're making the right plays on defense. They're making the extra pass. Josh Borsch really set a nice tone with his shot. That's a great pass and a great shot from Julian Johnson.
Layup there, no good. Rebound there by Schmid. Knights with a 1-point lead. Little over 3 minutes to go in the opening quarter. Julian Johnson step back, finds Arnett on the outside. He takes a 3 ball, that one too strong. Rebound there by Borsch. That one swatted away, stays in play. It'll be Green Wave ball. Racing down the court is Eller. Connects with King on the outside. Here's Johnson for 3. That one no good. Rebound there by Young. And a foul at the end of the play.
Yeah, we're going to take another look at this, getting really physical, and you see Young there getting called for the foul, working against the Zion Arnett. Just got a little too handsy, and the officials hit him with his first foul of the contest.
So here is Camardo. Finds Johnson on the outside, feeds to Arnett in the paint. That layup, no good. Borsch gets the rebound, 3rd time, yes sir. Josh Borsch makes it a 3-point game.
And Josh Borsch's height factor already being shown. On the other side of the court, we had a sequence where Walter Garrison couldn't snag a rebound from Azan Young, and right there we see him get a board and a score.
Nice takeaway by Arnett, fancy footwork, no good. Julian Johnson comes through and finishes.
And right now we're seeing the Knights do something that they really struggled with in their last game against Haddonfield. They're doing a better job on the boards, getting after it on the glass and getting a lot of second chance points in this first quarter.
And with that being said, they're also capitalizing on the mistakes of the Green Wave and doing a great job.
Perfect there from Caleb Eller. And that'll make this a 2-point Knights lead. Here's Schmid on the outside, drives toward the paint. Mid-range jumper there, no good. Borsch gets the rebound, but that shot can't fall. And now it's Young with the takeaway. Azan Young driving, fancy footwork, foul called. And also count the bucket.
Yeah, Young, when we talk about Josh Borsch only being a sophomore, Young is only a sophomore. He does a nice job, again, as Brian said, fancy footwork, Euro step into the lane. Johnson couldn't draw the charge, and Young has a chance for the old-fashioned 3-point play.
Stay there, one shot, stay there. Stay there, wasn't there in time, 1.
So here is Azan Young. That one no good. Schmid gets the rebound, so this will stay tied at 11. Now here is Camardo with it. Johnson on the outside. Beautiful feed to Arnett. Finds Borsch on the outside. Borsch from the corner. Yes, sir, Josh Borsch. Have yourself a first quarter.
And this kid right now is a special talent. We're seeing him do a lot with the limited opportunities that he's been getting off the bench. And Josh Borsch is just going to keep getting more and more minutes in this rotation if he keeps playing the way he's playing. Just not afraid to be great.
And this is the way we saw him start off against Haddonfield, with a bunch of nice shots to start the game. We see him in the corner here just as Haddonfield, and makes a nice 3 right there. What a jump shot. What a play from Josh Borsch, and a nice pass from Zion to set that one up.
You talk about playing unselfish. Great pass from Zion Arnett to set up the shot from Borsch. And right now, Josh Borch has kind of been doing it all in this first quarter, getting it after it on the glass, a lot of offensive rebounds, creating second chance points, and then now hitting a couple shots from either the mid-range area and then from there from three-point land.
And talk about coming off the bench and being productive instantly. I mean, he wasn't even a starter, and then now he comes in and just boom. Just immaculate stuff.
Sorry, Brian, and a big exclamation point on what Jake is saying with the boards. We saw a lot of missed rebounds for the Knights, and he's being really physical in a tough matchup with Azon Young. Doing a great job around the boards and a great job with his shot.
So a 2-point Knights lead, about a minute to go here in the first quarter. Glad you're with us here at the Castle. I'm Brian McLernan, joined by Jake Clark, Dan Leakin. Porsche on the outside, finds Camardo. Camardo, nice feed inside. A Zion Arnett from three, yes sir! Zion Arnett from downtown.
Yeah, and right now the Knights have really picked up right where they left off, and that's a good basket for a Zion Arnett because it was raining threes in that Haddonfield game very early on, and a Zion Arnett who didn't play in that game with an illness, shaking off the rust a little bit.
That one taken away. Audubon denied at the rim.
And a big combination of the two juniors, Travis and Julian Johnson, along the rim, along the past couple games have been really great for the Knights and have brought a different defensive presence to this team.
So now here's Eller, less than 10 seconds to go in the quarter. Wave looking for a final shot. Mid-range jumper there is good. And that is going to conclude quarter number one. A productive first quarter for both squads, but Sterling with the slight edge. A 3-point lead. Second quarter action coming up right after this. Second quarter action here at the Castle, and look at a beautiful McDonald's sign, one of only 12 original McDonald's signs in all of the U.S. and the only one to exist here in New Jersey. What a spot that is there in Magnolia. Second quarter action here at the Castle, the Knights with a 3-point lead over the Audubon Green Wave.
We saw a lot of good shooting displayed from both teams, but specifically the Knights doing a really good job on the 3-point. We had an early 3-pointer from Travis Schmid, Josh Borch, and then to end it off, Zion Arnett. And they did a great job along the perimeter. Let's hope they can keep this up coming into the second.
Yeah, Josh Borch has obviously been the highlight player of the quarter, but they've done a nice job of really having a couple different options to go to on offense. And when we talked about it, the main key of the game was play unselfish. They've done that for at least the first quarter of this game. Can they keep that up?
Young gets it stripped away, but the Green Wave able to get it right back. Now here's Young on the inside. And that one's stolen away by Julian Johnson. Feeds across the court to Schmid. Schmid drives to the basket. Count the bucket and the foul. Travis Schmid.
Well, this is just a nice job of not being afraid of contact. Johnson gets the steal, puts it on the floor to get it to Schmid. Schmid knows he's going to get contact there from Young. Takes it like a champ and has the opportunity for an and-one free throw here.
And that one sinks through. So a 20-14 Knights lead. 7.5 to go in quarter number two. Green Wave looking to answer back, facing a 6-point deficit. Brian Johnson able to get it out to King. Here's a three ball, and that one no good there. Rebound by Johnson. Finds Camardo. Camardo racing down the court. Schmid wide open in the corner for three. No good. Borsch trying to get the rebound, cannot. It's Young who does it instead for the Green Wave. Drives toward the basket, nice footwork, but the layup no good. Schmid gets the rebound.
And that's the second time we've seen Young make that Euro step in transition. Something to look out for if you're Coach Behringer or any one of the coaches on the coaching staff.
And a timeout for Audubon, coming with 6:46 to go here in quarter number 2. And you can follow us on Twitter at SterlingTV19. Find all of our highlights of all our sporting events and extracurricular activities, along much more stuff relating to the Tech Crew and much, much more. Again, you can find us on Twitter at SterlingTV19. And it's Strauss's Pokemon friends here at the castle once again.
Joined with some friends.
Yes, I see.
Looks like an army now.
Take another look here at the layup from Travis Schmid. Just driving toward the basket, counting the bucket and the foul right there, making this a 6-point game. Audubon looking to get something going offensively here in the second quarter. Still looking for their first points of the quarter. Here's a drive inside, and who else? Ryan Johnson, their big playmaker, with the first points of the second quarter. And it's a 4-point game.
Yeah, Brian had 30 points in their last contest. You know he's going to get his buckets, averaging 24.6 a game. Sterling can only just hope to contain him right now, and they've done a pretty good job with a 4-point lead.
Here's Garrison, slips up a bit, finds Camarda on the outside, finds Borsch. Borsch, long 2, no good, a bit too strong. Rebound by Johnson. Johnson on the outside for 3, that one off the mark. Juggled around, and it's taken away by Garrison. Garrison, long pass over to Schmid. He keeps it in play, but it's stolen away by the Green Wave. So here is Caleb Eller slowing up the offense for the Green Wave. They still trail it by 4. Here's King on the outside. There's a feed over to Eller. That shot no good. Rebound by Johnson. But that one skips around. Johnson able to keep it in play.
And right now it seems like Audubon is kind of forcing things in their half-court sets. They seem to be better when they get out on transition. So right now the Knights just have to keep limiting the ability for Audubon to get out and score on the break.
Johnson not able to make the 3. What a move by Garrison. He drives inside. And we hear a whistle. Getting a little slippery out there on the court.
Yeah, this is like the third time I've seen Walter Garrison almost slip and fall, but it's happy he stays on his feet there and makes an interesting drive to the basket.
Well, him slipping made that crossover look a bit more smooth, but unable to convert at the rim.
Feed inside, Garrison from mid-range, too strong. And a rebound for Caleb Eller. Nice find to Johnson. Johnson from mid-range, that shot is good. So now a 2-point Knights lead with 4:40 to go here in the first half.
And Audubon hasn't really had a ton of high energy plays. They've kind of just stuck to their game, and right now it's crazy to think, but Sterling seems to have a ton of momentum, and yet it's only a 2-point game.
Johnson on the outside. Gets it to Garrison. Garrison looking for something to set up. Finds Johnson on the outside. Fakes the pass to Borsch. Garrison, nice feed to Schmid. Schmid with the layup, it's good. And a timeout called by the Knights. 4-point lead for Sterling.
And this is when we talk about good ball movement leads to great offensive possessions and great shots. And you take a look, that's a great find from Walter Garrison to Travis Schmid, who's really blossoming into a great player in his junior year.
Yeah, it was stripped away by Johnson at first, but Garrison able to pick it up. A nice feed through the seed as he finds Travis Schmid for 2.
And we're seeing a lot more persistence and a lot more energy from this Sterling squad, a lot more physicality and just the will to go get the ball, which is what they lacked a lot in the past few games, but they've done a really good job at the start of tonight.
Take a look at some of the crowd here tonight for both sides. Sterling bringing that energy as always. Really showed out for that Haddonfield game on the road. And they're bringing that same energy here at home. And there is Travis Schmidt on your screen, who made that last bucket, making it a 4-point Knights lead, but still a lot of basketball left to be played, as there's head coach Brian O'Donnell. Audubon starting off the year well. They're at 6-3. Here's a drive inside. Nice footwork and a beautiful layup there for Caleb Eller, as it's now 22-20.
And that seems to be Audubon's go-to move when they get into the lane. We've seen Young do that a couple times, and now Eller with the Euro step into the lane.
And a travel called on Julian Johnson as we take a look at the last basket. Some fancy footwork by Caleb Eller right there.
Yeah, and that's a smart play because you know that Schmidt has to stay set, and if you run into him, he'll get the charge. So going around him while his feet are set for the 2 points. Great move there from Eller.
Young on the outside. We're going to get a few defenders. Step back jumper there, no good. And Johnson falls on the ground. It touches off of him, and it's going to be Green Wave ball.
Yeah, good hustle on this one. Take a look. Shot is short, and ball goes off of Schmid there at the end. And I guess because his feet were out of bounds, they called that ball out on Travis Schmid.
So that shot no good by Eller. Garrison gets the rebound. There's a feed inside to Bethea. Bethea on the outside. And the shot's not going to go, as there is a foul called. It's going to be Garrison's inbounding. Finds Johnson on the outside. Feed to Garrison. Garrison with a step back jumper there. No good. Swatted away by Young.
And another take for the Knights not going in there. You got to pick up off of that foul and get some momentum off of it, but you know, it doesn't result in any points, and now it's still a one-possession game.
Here's a mid-range jumper for the tie. That one there no good, and that pass goes out of play. .253 to go here in quarter number 2. A one-possession lead for the Knights. And now here's Eller on the outside. Eller looking for space. A great pass. Here's a three ball. It's good for Ryan Johnson. And the Knights now trail it 23-22.
And Zion Arnett got caught in the screen there. He's been on Johnson the entire game and has done a really good job against him, but he got caught in the screen, which left him wide open for a nice three, and he cashed out that opportunity every time.
Knights got to answer back now. Here's Garrison. Garrison with a three ball. That one a bit too strong. Easy rebound for Johnson. Johnson racing down the court, makes a nice move. Layup is good. A strong layup for Ryan Johnson, really picking it up here in this second quarter for the Green Wave.
That's a strong take there from Ryan Johnson. Fights through the contact, and Walter Garrison is a pretty good rim defender, and Johnson did a nice job of just fighting through and scoring.
Arnett wide open in the corner for three. It's good. Tie us up, Arnett. It's tied up at 25.
And that's great ball movement. Walter Garrison sent an errant pass towards Jason Camardo, which almost went out, but he keeps it in, makes a nice pass to Julian Johnson, who finds the open man, and Zion Arnett, his second corner three of the game, will cash that out every time.
Minute and a half to go here in the first half. What a fun half this has been. A dish out that goes out of play. It's going to be Knights ball as we take a look at the last basket.
Yeah, we're going to take another look at this. Again, good ball movement, finding the open man, and Arnett is wide open there, knocks it down from the corner, and it's good to see him getting baskets. Again, Dan said he talked to Coach Shivers, hasn't played since Thursday, so it's good to see him still very active in the scoring category.
Big piece in this lineup here for the Knights. Someone they were truly missing against Haddonfield. Here's Bethea. Bethea on the outside finds Johnson. Just over a minute to go here in the first half. Finds Arnett. Arnett looking for somebody open, finds Camardo. Sterling controlling the pace. Johnson for three, too strong. And the Green Wave get the rebound. It's Finn King. So the Green Wave slowing up the pace. Here's Ryan Johnson with it, trying to set something up. Less than 40 seconds. Johnson with a drive gets it taken away. A whistle.
And as we saw there, the coach and Johnson calling over Liam Nixon, number 1, to try and set a screen and get Zion Arnett off of him. And I think that's what they're really trying to utilize there, the screen trying to get Zion off of Johnson for their leading scorer to get open.
Johnson on the outside, working against Arnett. Here's a feed to the outside. 3 ball, that one too strong. Johnson with the rebound, 25 seconds to go. Here's Camardo. Camardo loses it, it goes out of play. And that just cannot happen if you're Jason Camardo.
Yeah, Sterling trying to move up tempo, and when you move fast, things sort of get a little sloppy, and right there, just a sloppy mistake from Jason Camardo.
So now the Green Wave with a potential final shot here in this first half, looking to take the lead. 7 seconds. Johnson, pull back, jumper, no good. Johnson with 3 seconds. And he just chucks that one up. The shot is no good. And that will do it here in the first half. And what a fun one this has been here at the Castle. We are all knotted up at 25. Second half action coming up right after this.
Man, I really like talking to you.
I want you to hit me as hard as you can.
What? Hit me. Why?
Because. Are you gonna hit me or not?
No.
Wrong answer.
This is so stupid.
That's more like it.
I never said you could hit me. What is that guy fighting?
What's your name? You never called. Tyler. Are you from Fight Club? Shh. You're the first one.
I guess one time isn't gonna kill me.
It's totally safe. We do this all the time.
There's no way these drugs are laced, right?
Trust me, you're gonna be fine.
I just need to forget everything.
It'll be fun.
A lethal dose of fentanyl is just 4 grains of sand. It can hide in any drug. So no matter what you and your friends think, what you can't see will kill you. Don't die to get high. Fentanyl is fatal. Get the whole truth at CamdenCounty.com/fentanyl.
Sterling High offers TV and radio classes for electives. Sterling is also fortunate enough to have both TV and radio programs. In these programs, students will learn to design, direct, produce, and edit television and radio broadcasts. Students develop their public speaking, journalism, management, and technical skills by appearing on the Sterling Morning News on Channel 19 and on our radio station, WSHS. Students produce, edit, and deliver school programming, including athletic events, activity, productions, and community events. If a major in communications is in your possible future, Sterling High School offers opportunities not available in most high schools across South Jersey. Make sure you take a TV or radio class elective today.
Dude, are you kidding? Pictures. Sean, what are you doing? Go to Redmond's office.
Guys, put your IDs on.
Brady, headphones. Gotta come out. No. Come on, man.
Yo, Brayden, you know you're not supposed to have your jacket on, man. Come on, take it off. Put it in your locker. No, I'm good.
Stop. You have your jacket on, AirPods in, and no ID. Go to internal.
You too, huh?
Yeah.
Where's your ID?
Hey, oh, no, wait a minute. Put that hood down.
You're late. Put your hood down.
Where's your ID?
And you have your backpack on.
Welcome back to Sterling Channel 19, all tied at 25 here between the Green Wave and the Sterling Silver Knights. And we're going to take a look at your leading scorers for Sterling. Travis Schmid with 8, Josh Borsch with 7, and Zion Arnett with 6. And taking a look for the Green Wave, Ryan Johnson with 11, Azan Young with 6, and Caleb Eller with 6 as well. And now we're going to take a look at some of the highlights from that first half with Travis Schmid to start.
Oh yeah, take a look at the highlights. Schmid, good layup in the paint, found him open in the paint. Another look, another highlight from Schmid. Good pass from Johnson. Schmid with the end one, made a three-point play. Take another look at it. Good turnover by Johnson, and Schmid capitalizes and gets the three-point play.
Huge there for Travis Schmid, really letting out that goon there in the first half. Hopefully he can continue that as we enter the second.
Now we're going to take a look at some of the highlights for Audubon's Ryan Johnston with 11 leading all scorers at half.
Yeah, Ryan Johnson wasn't too active in that first quarter, but then started to heat up as the game continued, really started to do very well in the mid-range, and that's what really got their success going to start the game off, was limiting Ryan Johnson. But as he continued, that's when the Green Wave really started to get back into this game, and that's one of the reasons why this game is now tied.
So there he is, Sterling's leading scorer at the half. Travis, the Goon himself, Mr. Travis Schmid, as you take a look at there at the leading scorers, Schmid with 8. So again, we're just going to take one more look at the leading scorers. And you see it right there on your screen. Again, Johnson leads all scorers with 11, but Schmid coming in with 8, then Borsch at 7, and 3 guys with 6 in Arnett, Young, and Eller, as we're just about ready for second half action. Again, anybody's game here at 25, although it feels like Sterling's had a ton of momentum. It feels like Sterling kind of ran away with it a little bit, but in actuality, Audubon has been right there with them every step of the way.
Yeah, and when you're playing a more talented team like Audubon, they have shooters that can keep them in a game, even if they don't have the momentum going their way. So it's important, if you're Sterling, you keep up that pressure that you built up in the first half. You keep that momentum going, and I think Sterling comes out with the win if they keep up that pressure. But you have to make sure that you're covering Johnson. You have to make sure that you're covering Young and Eller, who each have 6. You want to make sure that you're covering their shooters, because they can take away that momentum in any second.
Yeah, Sterling doing very well at ball control as well as the takeaways. They were getting the big takeaways early, which got them out to that early lead. But then the Green Wave has started to chip away, and now this game is tied.
So Camardo brings the ball up for the Knights. Now Johnson. Schmid in the corner finds Garrison. Here's Johnson over to Schmid. Quick ball movement, but it's picked off by Eller. Johnson chasing a one-on-one contact, no good. Johnson there to clean it up on the glass.
And some good ball movement to start there, but not the best pass there from Travis Schmid. Easy takeaway for the Green Wave, and now they take the lead as well.
Garrison working one-on-one with Johnson. Shot no good. A quiet day for Walter Garrison, held to 0 points in that first half, averaging 15.6. Last game also had a down game with 7. Here is Young. Young. Now in the corner is Eller. He drives inside. Pull-up jumper swatted away by Garrison. So here's Arnett. Loses it, but a foul.
And while Garrison has been limited offensively, he still has that defensive capability, and he showed that there with a great takeaway, but a foul at the end of that play. Looks to send Arnett to be the inbounder.
Yeah, a big swat there from Garrison. It looks like Sterling was starting to lose a little bit of momentum to start the half, but Garrison with a big swat, and that gets Sterling the ball back.
Garrison is fouled and one. So he's finally on the board after a scoreless first half. Walter Garrison to make it a 1-point game.
And Walter Garrison very aggressive inside the paint, and it shows right there. A strong board there for Walter Garrison. Count the bucket and the foul.
Garrison's free throw is good. So the Knights now with a 1-point advantage over the Green Wave.
And it just shows how talented this Knights team is. Your leading scorer coming into tonight, scoreless and still being very competitive with the Green Wave.
There is Liam Nixon from the corner, getting the Green Wave now a 2-point advantage, firing right back. So Camardo finds Garrison, now back to Camardo. Camardo puts it on the floor, bounce pass to Garrison. Garrison working inside, was tipped and now taken away by the Green Wave, ends up in the hands of Nixon. Here's Eller, finds Johnson. Johnson driving, draws a double, puts it on the floor for Young. Young tries to push off, jump shot, a long 2, no good. Well strong on that shot, rebound Arnett. just joining us, I'm Jake Clark, joined by Connor Strauss and Brian McClernand. 3-ball from the corner, no good from a Zion Arnett. And now Johnson in the green wave in transition. Johnson drives inside, fouled hard. That one will go against Arnett.
Yeah, strong foul right there for Zion Arnett here as we get a timeout.
Yeah, and one thing I want to point out during the timeout, Brian, is the matchup between Jason Camardo and Finn King. It looks like on defense they've both really held each other to not scoring a lot, and it's been a great defensive matchup. Neither of them have a lot of points this game, but Camardo's done a good job of getting the ball off and playing his role as a point guard very well tonight.
And you can find us on Facebook at Sterling TV 19. Check out what's going on around the Castle. Castle connections and angles of every highlight play. We'll have 3 angles uploaded to Facebook, so you should check it out at Sterling TV 19 on Facebook, as Strauss's friends are back.
Yes, those are my friends. I don't know what Pokemon they are. I'm not in middle school anymore. I want to beat the Pokemon Kid allegations. So
here's Johnson sizing up Garrison. 3, front iron, rebound Arnett. Sterling doing a good job on the glass here tonight on both ends of the floor. Camardo orchestrating the offense. Looking for Garrison. Nice pass from Garrison to Arnett, but good defense there from Liam Nixon. Pull-up jumper, hard foul from Camardo. So Ryan Johnson will go to the line.
And again, it's all about keeping Ryan Johnson quiet. They did so in the first quarter defensively, but now in the second quarter and starting this third quarter, he's doing very well. And now he's going to the line as an 80% free throw shooter.
First free throw is in and out for Johnson. Second one is on the money. And now just about 3 minutes through this third quarter, Audubon leads it 31-28. Good ball movement here for the Knights. Quick passing. Try and beat this zone. Audubon switching it up defensively, and now Johnson gets a good look, fires it up and cans it from 3-point range.
Beautiful shot there from Julian Johnson, and what I've said time and time before, basketball is about coming in and finishing, and that's exactly what they did right there. The ball movement was amazing, and Julian Johnson able to finish it off from downtown.
So Johnson outside, drives inside. Nice defense there by Arnett. Young with a rebound and a strong finish for the sophomore forward. And we're gonna get a carry there on Walter Garrison. Take another look here. Johnson shot off the mark. Young cleans it up. And both teams on the offensive boards have done a nice job of getting second chance points.
Yeah, and that's something Zahn Young has been proven to be very good at entering this game, averaging about 13 rebounds a game, and that's something Sterling's gonna have to look out for as this game continues.
Johnson sets his feet, fires off the mark, batted around. Last touch there by Finn King. We've got some whistles. Looks like the official and Zahn Young are trying to work out a spot in the court.
Yeah, usually at the NBA games, you've got the mobs that they bring on to work that out, but.
Well, Young and the official, you know the old saying, teamwork makes the dream work. They both get together and sort that out. Here's Johnson. Johnson, too much space from outside. Audubon got lucky there as he's unable to convert. Now here's Eller. Eller, fancy footwork into the lane for Caleb Eller. Audubon tearing it up in transition.
Sorry, Jake. Caleb Eller was speeding down the court, using that speed and aggressiveness inside the paint to get that 2, making it a 2-possession game. Great stuff.
Here's Arnett. Basket is good, and we're getting word from Mr. K that the girls, the Lady Knights, picked up a victory, 37-31. And Ireland K stole the show, was the star of the game for the Lady Knights. And there's a steal for Zion Arnett. Slows it down, working one-on-one with Johnson, spins. Bucket is good for Zion Arnett. He ties the game at 35.
Absolute filth there from Zion Arnett. A great steal, fancy footwork there at the rim. Able to finish it out with 2.
So here's Eller, guarded tightly by Johnson. Nice pass from Eller, and converting on the other end is Nixon.
Yeah, and one player who's really impressed me for the Green Wave tonight, Jake, has been Eller. So far this game, he's dishing the ball out well. He's getting the layups. He's shooting from outside. He's done a great job all night.
So here is Schmid. Schmid looking for some help. Now Arnett. Arnett, pull-up jumper from behind the free throw line, no good. Rebound Johnson. Johnson shot off the mark. Bobbled around, now in the hands of Josh Borsch. Borsch looking for some help. Still being batted around and ends up in the hands of Nixon. Here's Johnson trying to slow it up, draws a double. Things are moving fast right now, and Eller wise enough to slow the pace. Nice feed there to Johnson. Johnson converts off the assist from Finn King. So a nice pass from the junior guard.
Nice job of Audubon able to stay calm, cool, and composed there on the almost turnover. It was like a circus act of juggling on the other side of the court, but Audubon able to capitalize with points.
Borsch, catch and shoot 3, off the mark, bobbled around, rebound Eller. And we've got a timeout from Brian O'Donnell and company as the Green Wave want to talk this over. We can take a last look at the basket there.
Some great stuff there by Ryan Johnson inside the paint, and it's been the ball movement that has been perfect there for the Green Wave in this 3rd quarter.
Yeah, and our next TV game will be Thursday, January 11th at 6 p.m. Some wrestling. Sterling versus West Stepford. So you can find us live at 6 p.m. on Thursday.
And a great win for the Lady Knights. They won at 37-31, and big one there for Ireland K and company to get the win after facing a lot of adversity coming into this year.
Yeah, especially losing a lot of key players, being able to bounce back and still find ways to win, and nevertheless win on the road against Audubon is very impressive for the Lady Knights, and that's got to be a major morale booster for that Lady Knights team.
Yeah, major morale booster, and Sterling coming out of the timeout. It was a timeout called by Audubon, but it's an important timeout for Sterling as well to talk things over. They're now down 4 with a minute left in this 3rd quarter. So for Sterling, you got to talk things over. You got to figure out where you're struggling right now. So a good timeout for Sterling to get their starters a break and talk things over.
You see it there. Our next TV game will be Thursday, January 11th. Why don't you take time out of your day to catch that live on Channel 19, 6 p.m., Sterling versus West Deptford. It'll be on youtube.com/SterlingTV19. So here's Eller in the corner. Nice job trying to trap, but there's Johnson. Shot off the mark, rebound Bethea. Less than a minute remains now. Bethea driving inside, poked away. So here's King, finds Eller. Audubon slowing things down, now 30 seconds left in the quarter. King gives it to Johnson. Finding Eller. 15 seconds remain. Eller guarded tightly by Garrison. King looking around, nice feed inside for Young. Young, fancy footwork for the basket around Walter Garrison. Short time now, Johnson at the buzzer. Won't go, and Audubon with a last-second bucket from Azan Young. Take another look at it right here.
Yeah, a good bucket there from Azan Young, and a important bucket as we're going to go to the break, the end of the third quarter.
Where were you? You were supposed to meet me at my locker.
I had to get my books.
Let's go.
Where are we going?
Don't worry about it.
Welcome back to Sterling Channel 19. An exciting 3 quarters we've been able to cover here, and an exciting 4th quarter that we'll be able to cover. I'm Jake Clark, joined by Connor Strauss and Brian McClernand. And guys, it seems like Audubon has really amped things up and gained a bit of momentum at the end of that 3rd quarter.
Yeah, Sterling really starting off the 1st quarter strong, really getting into the Green Waves' heads. But as the game has gone through, Ryan Johnson has really started to heat things up after a disappointing 1st quarter. And now entering this 4th, I really think the Audubon Green Wave have gained momentum for the first time in this game over the Sterling Knights.
Yeah, and if you're Sterling, you need to look for your shooters to get a big 3, to get the superfans back into this game, get the players back into this game, because you hit 1 3, all of a sudden it's a 1-possession game, and the superfans are back into it. But it's important for Sterling to not come out to start this 4th quarter flat. If they get one basket, they're right back in this game. There's been a lot of momentum shifts. So
a fun first 3 quarters, and hopefully an action-packed 4th quarter underway as Eller inbounded and then got the ball right back from Nixon. He's guarded by Garrison. Nice job and a tough basket there for Caleb Eller.
Yeah, Caleb Eller really being aggressive inside the paint, using his speed and his aggressiveness as a big combination for the Green Wave, really being a factor, and now makes this an 8-point lead.
So here's Camardo guarded by King, now Arnett. Arnett driving inside. Strong drive from Zion Arnett, not doing, but a nice job by Julian Johnson to be there for the second chance points.
And Jake, as you were saying, teamwork makes the dream work, and Julian Johnson able to help his teammate out and get the 2 there for the Knights.
So here's Johnston from way outside, too short, and they'll say that King stepped out of bounds on the line.
yeah, and you saw in that play there, as you take a look at the layup from Johnson, you saw in that play there, Zion Arnett gave Johnson a little bit of space to work with from deep from 3. He was letting him take that shot, but he was making sure that he had enough space where if he tried to cut to the inside, that he could defend that.
Shot by Johnson, no good, gets his own rebound, swatted away. Good defense there from Audubon. And Audubon starting to go on a little bit of a run between the end of that 3rd quarter and the beginning of this 4th. You see good ball movement there. There's Johnston. Johnston's shot is good. He's been on fire.
Yeah, even with the close quarters defense Sterling has been able to have, they just have not been able to stop Ryan Johnson after this 1st quarter. He has been on fire tonight.
So here's Garrison. Garrison driving inside. Walter Garrison, circus shot, no good. Second chance, yes.
Good stuff there for Walter Garrison, able to stay with the play. Wasn't successful on his 1st try, but on his 2nd, he was able to get it done.
Sterling now running a press. Garrison tripping up Eller, and a whistle, and it looks to be a timeout. Brian O'Donnell saving the Green Wave there from a potential turnover.
Yeah, so you take a look at their last basket here. As great job by Walt Garrison there to force it Audubon into the timeout after the layup from Sterling. Keeping it a 6-point game, and you get a timeout here, can give your starters a little bit more rest. Like we were talking about at the end of the 3rd quarter there, Jake. Audubon getting forced into timeouts, which benefits Sterling more than it benefits Audubon.
Audubon has done a great job as of late in their half-court sets with quick ball movement and great cuts to the rim. And right now, Sterling just seems to be a bit of a step behind when those cuts happen towards the basket.
Yeah, and they started off a step ahead, but I don't really know what has happened. I mean, once again, we've been talking about Ryan Johnson. Tough first quarter for him, but he's been able to bounce back and has really been a contributor to the Green Wave. And so far, after the first quarter, Sterling just hasn't stopped them. And since then, they've been a step behind, as you said.
So here's Eller and Sterling bringing the press now. And Audubon just barely gets it away. And now Eller, shot in the low post, is good. Caleb Eller doing a terrific job down low.
Good stuff here by Caleb Eller here in the second half. Hopefully Sterling can respond.
Johnson answers back with a layup of his own. Strong finish there for Julian Johnson.
And that's exactly what Sterling's going to have to do if they want to get back in this game. Just kind of hope that the Green Wave just don't do as good of a job at answering back for Sterling's answers.
Pass was deflected there by Walter Garrison, but we're going to take a look at the finger roll layup there for Julian Johnson.
And so far, the Green Wave's ball movement has been a lot cleaner here in this second half. Sterling not getting as many turnovers as they did in that first half, which got them out to that early lead.
Sterling looking to trap, and now nice job by the Green Wave to get it out to their point guard in Caleb Eller. Eller dumps it off. Young in the corner, looking around, keeps it, guarded by Garrison. Young drives inside, hop step into the lane, swatted away by Walter Garrison. And now Johnson and the Knights are on the run, finds Arnett. Arnett, contact, and one! So a Zion Arnett going to the line for a potential and one free throw. Big play there for the Knights.
Julian Johnson, flex your muscles, big man. What a play there for the Knights. Excuse me, that's a Zion Arnett.
Yeah, and we were talking about, Brian, about how Sterling needed that big basket to kind of get them back into this game, get everyone back involved in this game, and I think that was it right there.
So Arnett's free throw off the mark. And there's Johnson, who had the great pass to set up the Arnett finish, and now you see a look at some of the crowd on hand as Eller inbounds. Taken away there by Camardo, and the press really starting to get to the Green Wave. So Arnett, now Camardo. Sterling trying to run a play here to get a good look. Here's Camardo, finds Schmid. Schmid driving inside. Travis Schmid staying hot.
Yeah, and one thing about Sterling and why they're so good year after year is they run the press so well, and that's a big credit to Coach Behringer, because when you play these better teams and you start running the press like that, they get discombobulated and they start to get confused and cause a lot of turnovers and a lot of opportunities for Sterling, especially against a lot of talented teams.
The Green Wave breaking the press there, and we've got a foul on the floor against Travis Schmid. We take a look at Zahn Young trying to drive into the lane. Lots of contact from Schmid, and they get him to the floor. Still a 2-point game and an exciting one. And a lot of time left. Johnston thought about a three, now kicks it to Young. Eller on the move, nice pass. Lots of contact and a foul. So Finn King heading to the line with an and one opportunity.
Great possession overall by the Green Wave. It was a nice feed inside. Finn King having that space inside the paint was able to get the bucket and the foul for the Green Wave.
Fun fact about Finn King, that's his first 2-point make on the season. He's been an elite 3-point specialist for the Green Wave. As the free throw is good. Five-point game now. Knights still have a ton of time to get back in it. As Camardo swings it over to Arnett. looking around. Lots of moving pieces for Arnett. Finds Camardo again. Jump shot for two is good. The long two for Jason Camardo. And you're starting to see his confidence come along as a young player.
Yeah, big shot there for Camardo. Morale booster for both him and the team. Now makes it a one-possession game.
Super fans really getting into it. A one-possession game for the Knights. So here is King. Makes a move on Camardo. Now Johnson guarded by Arnett. Arnett has done a fantastic job against Johnson, but Johnson blows by him and gets the layup. And Ryan Johnson, what a show he's put on tonight.
He's been putting on a big show all season. He's continuing that show here in this game.
A dominant offensive force in Ryan Johnson, but now the Knights on offense and picked away by Eller. Eller, foul on Johnson. Good hustle to try and prevent the layup, and Johnson is frustrated.
Yeah, and I want to go back to that deep two from Camardo. You saw him and Finn King kind of getting a defensive battle to start the game, and now you're starting to see these two young point guards kind of battle it out on the offensive side of the ball, too.
Eller's first free throw is good. And we get a timeout on the floor now from Coach Behringer, wanting to talk things over.
You can follow us on Instagram at SterlingTV19. Follow us on there for a lot of behind-the-scenes information, behind-the-scenes pictures of Mr. K and the tech crew, and much, much more. Again, you can find us on Instagram at SterlingTV19. And I have no idea how you're sleeping through this. It's been a loud gym tonight, as it's been back and forth between the Knights and the Green Wave.
An absolute thriller between both teams. And basketball is a game of runs, and right now Sterling needs a run to try and get back into this game and maybe even take a lead, but Audubon's done a terrific job in this second half with their half-court sets and ball movement, and Ryan Johnson has just been on fire.
Yeah, he has been a big piece to this Green Wave team this year. He has been incredible here tonight at the Castle, looking to get the 7th win of the year for Audubon.
Yeah, and Ryan Johnson just night after night having great games for this Green Wave team, and he's shown it again tonight. He's a big part in why Audubon is leading this game, and without him, it's a much different game. So great job from Ryan Johnson tonight as you take a look at him there.
So there he is, averages 24.6 a game, has a 43-point game against Lindenwold, 4 30-plus point games this season. The Green Wave have only played in 9 games. So those are just a couple stats to show you his true offensive and scoring dominance. And now we focus in on Caleb Eller for his second free throw. Is pure from the line. 2 for 2 was Eller with that trip at the line. Now a 54-47 game, and the Knights have to get something going and fast. Foul there. So Zion Arnett, a couple chances at the charity stripe.
Yeah, you take a look at it right here. This is a big trip to the charity stripe for Zion Arnett if Sterling wants to really get back into this game facing a 7-point deficit with 2 minutes left.
First free throw is good from Arnett. $11 points per game for Arnett and a good free throw shooter. As that one off the mark, rebound Johnson, shot is good off the low block from Julian Johnson. Now a 4-point Green Wave lead. Here's Eller, nice pass to King, gets it to Johnson. He's doubled, looking around for help. Johnson stolen away by Travis Schmidt and fouled. Travis Schmidt has been all over the place tonight for Sterling.
Yeah, so far, phenomenal game from Travis Schmidt, and on the defensive side of the ball, he has a couple of steals tonight. He's getting the Sterling offense into it because he's getting those turnovers on defense.
Big possession here for the Knights. A bucket makes it a 1-bucket game.
Arnett in the lane, rejected. Garrison is fouled, and he'll go to the line. Take another look at this. Nice job there by Audubon collectively as a unit. 3 guys down there in Johnson, Nixon, and Young, but they end up fouling Garrison. First free throw is good, makes it a 1-possession game. As now Schmid checks out, Borsch checks in with 1:37 remaining in the fourth. Two for 2 at the line. That trip around for Walter Garrison. Now a 2-point ball game. The Green Wave gonna have to beat this press. Pass was tipped by Camardo. Here's Johnson. They beat the press. Now Nixon. And Eller slows it up. And right now, the Green Wave gonna try and drain some clock and get a good look in their half-court sets like they've been doing all second half. Here's Johnston. Almost goes backcourt. No backcourt called, and that happened right in front of us. Didn't look like Johnson went backcourt. However, it doesn't matter. Shots off the mark. Super high intensity right now. Camardo slows it up, less than a minute to play. Sterling, a 2-point game. The crowd is on their feet. Here's Camardo, finds Arnett. Garrison, driving, Garrison, shot, no good, rebound Young. And we've got a timeout from Brian O'Donnell, the coach of the Green Wave, and that's a questionable shot there from Walter Garrison with the game on the line.
Yeah, Garrison just trying to do it all himself. And a big stat that we look at for Walter Garrison, just 8 assists in 7 games played for the Knights. And one of the reasons that's so is because of how aggressive he is inside the paint. And that aggressiveness pulling up here very unfortunate in the closing seconds.
Yeah, and one thing I do want to point out is it's been such a high-intensity game, so many momentum shifts, and that was just displayed. It was a 7-point lead from Audubon about 2 minutes ago, and now you're looking at a 2-point game, a lot higher intensity than it was, so it shows the momentum factor and the intensity that's been going on all game so far.
We're going to take a look at another possible backcourt. Johnson definitely went over the line, but his feet did not touch down and got the pass away in time.
Yeah, just a veteran move there from Johnson. He knew where he was on the court. He knew he had to get that. As you take another look at it, I think his foot was on the half-court line before he got that ball off. So, potential backcourt. In real time, though, if you're an official, I think they made the right call.
At the end of the day, it's really what they say, not what we say.
And so now Sterling gonna have to foul and hope that Audubon misses their free throws, and they've done a great job at the line tonight. And you gotta assume that this ball's, they're gonna try and inbound it to number 3, Ryan Johnston. Audubon looking to break the press. Sterling not gonna foul. And they get over, and there's a blocking foul on Arnett, and they can't believe it. No one from Sterling is happy about that call, as we saw a quick look at it. Coach Behringer can't believe it. The super fans couldn't believe it. We're going to take another quick look at it.
Yeah, and he extends the arm there, and I think that the super fans in Sterling have every reason to be upset about that call.
Young's first free throw is good. Still a 1-possession game. Audubon only leads by 3. Schmid checks back in for Borsch. 28.8 remaining on the clock. A major free throw here for Azan Young, the sophomore. And it's off the mark. Sterling still in it. 25 seconds remaining. And we've got a timeout from Sterling and Coach Behringer. Wise timeout from Coach Behringer and company.
Yeah, wise timeout there. As you can find our next TV game, Thursday, January 11th, wrestling, 6 p.m., Sterling versus West Effort. That'll be live on Channel 19, on youtube.com/SterlingTV19, or on your cable. And we can only hope that our next TV game is half as good as this one.
And so the crowd is on their feet. All the benches were up on their feet, and we are too, so that we can get a better look of what's going on here. I'm Jake Clark, joined by Connor Strauss and Brian McClernand. Dan Leakin was on with us previously. And guys, it's going to come down to the wire. Brian can't believe it.
I can't believe many things. I couldn't believe that call, and I certainly can't believe that you just called me Dan Leakin.
Everybody makes mistakes.
That's true. I did make a mistake earlier in this broadcast, so I guess we're even.
So we've got whistles as the timeouts are wrapping up, and Sterling gonna have a possession here with 23.7 left on the clock. They need a 3 to tie or a quick 2 and play the game where you have to foul and hope for another miss from Audubon. What a terrific game both teams have played. And it will be Johnson to inbound right in front of the Superfans. Gets it to Garrison, picked up by Johnston. Garrison makes a move, driving inside. Schmid from the corner. Schmid got it! Travis Schmid, ice cold! Ties the game at 55. There's still time on the clock. Sterling's got to play defense. Young trips, falls. And we've got a whistle and a travel. Wow, take another look at the 3 from Schmid. And Sterling's got a shot to do it, 6.5 remaining. So Johnson gets the ball on the run, bobbles it. And the Green Wave have possession. Tough turnover there for Johnson. And the Green Wave are right back in this thing, and we've got a timeout for Audubon.
That is a tough break for Audubon. But we got to take a look at this.
At the 3 from Travis Schmid. Really let out the goon with that shot. And again, ice cold from Travis Schmid. Not afraid to be great as he fires it up from the corner and sinks it from three-point land.
The Gooner game for Travis Schmid, tying it up at 55, but Audubon with a chance to win it with about 4 seconds left. They have the possession they need. Now all they got to do is they got to convert. And I mean, honestly, if I'm Audubon, I'm going to number 3.
Absolutely, you got to be thinking right now. Both teams are talking about how can we get it to number 3 and how can we defend number 3 from getting the ball. Sterling going to try and deny it. We're going to take a little look at this right here as the ball goes off Johnson's foot. So either way, out of bounds or a kickball violation, Audubon still would have ended up with it. And 4.4 seconds remain, and the Green Wave have a shot to win it right here.
I'm sure a lot of the eyes are on number 3 for Audubon, as we'll see if they can capitalize on this possession.
So Johnston, they get it fired up, off the mark. Liam Nixon had a chance to call game, and it went in and out, so we are going to overtime. 4 quarters wasn't enough to decide this one. And guys, what a thriller it has been, and I'm so glad that we get more action-packed basketball to call here tonight.
As insane as it would have been to end on that shot, I think it's even better that we're going to OT for the first time this year.
Yeah, you could not have asked for a better game to go to OT to. And you've seen so many momentum shifts this game. Audubon had a 7-point lead. It looked like they were starting to run away with the game. And next thing you know, Sterling gets a good turnover. Camardo with a great turnover, turns into points, and you're looking at overtime now, folks.
Shaping up to be the game of the year as the crowd is into it.
The castle is electric right now as we take a look at the shot from Nixon and what could have been right there for the Green Wave, but they're still in it as we're going to overtime. And it's great. We get more basketball, more time to be here with you guys on the broadcast as I'm Jake Larkin. How are you asleep after 4 quarters of regulation and now 4 minutes of what will be overtime? As there is Travis Schmid, who's had a night. You take a look at Ryan Johnston, still shocked that the play wasn't drawn up for him. They believed in Liam Nixon, who just got a good look, unable to convert. And it'll be Garrison and Johnston for the tip-off. So here is Camardo after Garrison won the tip for the Knights. Everyone is on their feet. Here's Arnett, finds Schmid, now to Camardo. Johnson. Garrison, pull-up jumper is off the mark. Rebound Schmid, but it goes off Travis Schmid. Audubon has it.
Yeah, an interesting take there from Garrison, who's usually more of a paint player, pulls up for a deep 2.
So here's Johnston, been guarded by Arnett all night long, finds Young, and they get it back to Johnston. Johnston, layup, won't go, rebound Garrison. Strong rebound there for Walter Garrison on the defensive glass. Cross-court pass was looking for Schmid, intercepted by Azan Young.
Yeah, and that's not something you're going to want to have here in overtime. The long, foolish passes that could end up bad for you in the end.
Here's Eller, gets it to Johnston. Johnston with a good look, swatted away by Garrison. A menace on the defensive end.
Yeah, and he was quiet offensively in the first half, but a menace, as you said, Jake, defensively. He's continuing that here in the second half and in overtime.
There's Garrison, good take at the rim, nice cut, and great offensive possession there for the Knights.
Big bucket there for Garrison and the Knights. Now what they need, another takeaway and another bucket.
So here's Eller. Finds Nixon, back to Eller. He's guarded by Garrison. Audubon looking to set something up. Brian O'Donnell wants to get a play in here for the Green Wave. Puts it on the floor, they get it to Johnston. Johnston, shot, front iron, offensive rebound for King. And now we are halfway through this overtime period. It's the first time Sterling has led since the second quarter. And now Audubon taking their time, only a 1-possession game and a foul off the ball there. Finn King hit the deck and hit the deck hard. We're going to take another look, and Schmid with a little contact, and I don't want to call it a flop because I'm not out there, but it looked as though Finn King put a little theatrics on it. Either way, sold it enough to get an opportunity at the line. First free throw is no good, and that's a tough miss there for Finn King. Second one is good. Wishing he got both, but now a 1-point game, and Sterling with a lead with 1:40 remaining in overtime. Here's Garrison poked away by Johnston. Tough turnover there for the Knights. Here's Nixon. Layup off the mark by Nixon. Rebound Johnston. He's got it. Ryan Johnson has been on fire tonight for Audubon.
Been strong here in overtime, but Sterling now going to have to answer back, facing their first deficit here in overtime.
Here's Camardo working against King. Finds Garrison. And we've got a foul as Camardo on the floor. They're going to get this one on King. We take a look at the last bucket, poked away by Johnston, and he got it to Nixon. And then Johnson did the dirty work on the boards, cleaning it up and getting the basket on the other end.
Now 2 huge free throws here for Camardo.
First one off the mark, and Sterling still trails by 1. Camardo a chance to tie. Second one is good, all knotted up at 58 with 1 minute and 8 seconds remaining on the clock. The Green Wave trying to beat the press. Garrison poked it away for a second. Nice job by Eller in the Green Wave to break the press. Good pass from King, almost taken away there by Garrison. Ends up in the hands of Arnett. Ball still bouncing around like a pinball, and Camardo corrals it. And we've got a timeout from Coach Justin Behringer with 50.4 remaining on the clock.
Yeah, and what a great job there from Sterling to corral that ball and get the timeout off. Great job by Coach Behringer. It's like everyone was fumbling the ball here, and as you said, Jake, like a game of pinball. And then Sterling's able to corral it and get the timeout off. So big possession here from Sterling.
And Brian and I looked at each other and gave a non-verbal sigh of relief.
Yeah, this has been one intense period of overtime. A big sigh of relief. And hopefully we can have an even bigger one as overtime comes to an end very, very soon.
Yeah, and one thing that I've noticed this game, especially on the defensive side of the ball for Walt Garrison, is how well he's done with rebounding. As Audubon has Azon Young, who's averaging 12.7 rebounds a game, and Walt Garrison has done a great job of lowering that and making sure that Garrison is also getting rebounds. So great job from Garrison, as that was a big focal point going into this game.
And now only took 4 quarters and half of overtime, but she's awake to witness the end of a thriller. 58 apiece, 50 seconds remain. Sterling ball. We're glad that you've been here with us on Sterling Channel 19. A fun one to call. I'm Jake Clark, joined by Connor Strauss and Brian McClernand. Dan Leakin was on with us for the first half.
And no matter the outcome of tonight, what a game this has been for both teams. Sterling really showing their fight.
So Arnett finds Garrison. Garrison, and we've got it out of bounds off Walter Garrison. He's looking for a foul. Green Wave ball. Taking a look
at it.
He was out of bounds. His left hand was over the line. Keen eye there from the official watching. Here's Young. Finds King to Eller. 40 seconds remain. Garrison takes it away. Walter Garrison with a major steal there for Sterling. Driving. Basket's good for Walter Garrison. He's fired up. Audubon still with the chance. Sterling leads by 2. Here's King looking, finds Johnson. Johnson, basket is good. Johnson answers right back for the Green Wave. Cross court pass to Schmid. Travis Schmid, are you serious?
Travis Schmid, are you kidding me? 62-60, timeout Green Wave. 9.4 left on the clock. We take a look at the basket from Johnston. And then a cross-court pass to Travis Schmid, who converts on the other end. He's not afraid to be great tonight.
The Gooter game for Travis Schmid. lighting it up in all 4 quarters and coming through big here in overtime. But Sterling has to lock in. Still 9 seconds left to go in overtime. They still got a chance to either tie it or win it. So as much as Sterling wants to be done here, Audubon still has a chance.
Yeah, and a phenomenal pass there from Johnson. Cross court to Schmidt, he finds him open, and that's a tough pass to make. Schmidt had a defender on him, but Johnson placed that perfectly where only Schmidt could get that ball, and Schmidt goes up and he gets the clutch layup with only 9 left.
And a terrific pass there from Julian Johnson. Finds the hands of Travis Schmidt, and he gets it done.
This has been one for the ages, and Travis Schmidt has had his fingerprints all over it. Has been hot since the opening tip. And while that was a high energy play, Audubon still has a chance in this one. Schmidt now subbed off. Julian Tummings checks into the game for the Knights. Audubon with 10.6 seconds remaining to either tie with a 2 or win it with a 3. They've got to go the full length of the court. Here's Johnston, finds Eller, back to Johnston. Ball is in the hands of number 3. He fires up with a 3, off the mark, rebound. Did he get it up in time? They count the basket. So Azan Young, we're going to double overtime.
Unbelievable. If this game could not get any crazier.
Azan Young at the buzzer, got it. And we're going to double overtime. Regulation wasn't enough. Overtime wasn't enough. We're having a 6th quarter of basketball here at Sterling High School, and it's been a fun one for all 5 we've got to cover. I'll expect the same from the 6th. What a shot.
I don't even remember the last time we saw this here at the Castle. The basketball gods are feeding for more. They want more here at the Castle, and I'm all for it.
So Azan Young, the 6'1" sophomore forward, grabs the rebound and puts it back up and in for Audubon. And Audubon has been doing this with the same, almost the same lineup throughout this entire game. I believe there was a brief moment where they had one of the reserves in, but for the most part, it's been Johnston, Eller, King, Young, and Nixon out on the floor for the Green Wave, and we're gonna do it again. 2nd overtime here for us at Sterling High School. The Audubon Green Wave and the Sterling Silver Knights. As if 5 quarters wasn't enough, we're about to tip off for the 6th. Double overtime is underway, and this time the Green Wave win the tip-off. And this is where conditioning really comes into play, and heart. Who wants it more here at Sterling High School?
So this is,
again, 2nd overtime for those who are just tuning in. One for the ages here between the Green Wave and the Sterling Silver Knights. Here's Eller, finds Johnston. Now Nixon. The Green Wave really taking their time this possession. King sets his feet, fires off the mark, tipped around, offensive rebound. Johnston drives inside, basket is good for Ryan Johnston.
Big bucket there for Ryan Johnson, and he has not cooled down all game. He is staying hot and is really a big factor for why the Wave is in this game.
Yeah, Ryan Johnston, a great game, and Zion Arnett has done about as good of a job as he can defending him.
Foul caught on the floor will send Julian Johnson to the line now.
And as we were saying, a big bucket there for Ryan Johnson. First shot not able to go, but the second time he was able to come through.
First free throw is good from Julian Johnson, the junior, averaging 10.7 a game. Last game against Haddonfield had 13. Second one is good. A great trip at the line for the junior guard.
And a big trip right there for Julian Johnson. Knocks this game back up at 64.
Sterling backs off with the press. As here's Johnson finding Eller in the corner. Eller with some space, hits the side of the backboard, drives inside, shot off the mark, rebound Camardo. Sterling got a chance to take the lead, tied at 64. Again, we're in double overtime now. A late night here for us at Sterling High School, but we're all for it as this one's been a thriller. Here's Garrison working against Johnson. Johnson been on fire, and now a takeaway for the Green Wave. About halfway through this double overtime period, here's Eller driving inside, swatted away by Garrison. 2 minutes remain now, tied up at 64 after the block from Walter Garrison. Everyone on the court looks a little fatigued, and that's to be expected. Camardo looking to set something up, finds Arnett. Looking around, gets it to Schmid, now to Camardo. Pass inside, bodies hit the floor. Take another look at the block from Garrison. Was late to pick up on Eller.
Yeah, late to pick up on him, but a great recovery there from Garrison, and that's what you've seen all night from Garrison. If he's not getting it done on the offensive side of the ball, you know he's getting it done on the defensive side of the ball.
And now to get it to Garrison. Garrison driving inside, poked away, and it is Audubon ball. So a big turnover there for the Green Wave.
Audubon has had a couple of big turnovers in these last few possessions. And that's been a killer here for the Knights here in double overtime.
So here's Johnston. Thought about a three, now kicks it over to Nixon. Picked away by Schmid, and a foul there on Johnston. Major contact there from the senior.
It's been the fouls and the turnovers here for both sides, mainly being the deciding points. And now Schmid going to the line.
And now Johnston got to be careful. His fourth foul of this contest. So here is Schmid. First free throw is good. Schmid been on fire tonight. Second free throw is good, and right now it doesn't look like any moment can be too big for Travis Schmid. The junior forward having a day here for Sterling is now 1:10 remaining on the clock. Young driving inside, fouled, and one opportunity. Azan Young.
What a job by Azan Young inside the paint to get it done for the Green Wave. And he's now heading to the line looking for a Green Wave lead.
Schmid subbed out after that foul. Checking into the game is Josh Borsch. With Schmid's fifth foul, so he will be fouled out of this contest. Young's free throw is good, sinks that one, and a big one there, gives the Green Wave a 1-point advantage. 1 minute remaining on the clock here. Sterling got to get a basket to take the lead. Here's Camardo, gets it to Arnett. Arnett, pull up jumper over Johnston, no good, rebound. Camardo, batted around Sterling ball, so Sterling still has a chance here.
So great recovery there from Sterling to make sure that they maintain possession off that play.
was poked away by Young. And now the inbound to Johnson. Finds Garrison. Garrison with an offensive foul. So a tough break there for Walter Garrison, who picks up the charge. And Azan Young taking one for the team. Garrison's 4th foul. One more and he will be fouled out of this contest. And that's where the fouls really start to pay dividends here when we get into a game that gets into double overtime. Sterling looking to force a turnover or have to foul. So here's Eller. They break the press, and right now they could just hold this if they wanted to. Sterling gonna have to be aggressive. Taken away by Camardo. Finds Arnett, but it's too long. Pass was just out of the reach of Zion Arnett. Camardo got the turnover, but a pass that's just outstretched of the reach of a Zion Arnett, and that's a tough one there for the Knights.
And that's something that you can't let impact this game. If you're Camardo, don't hang your head down too low. Mistakes like that happen. I mean, everyone out there, they're humans. Everyone makes mistakes. Camardo did it. It was unfortunate, but just got to bounce back. You're still in this one.
And our next TV game will be Thursday, January 11th. It'll be wrestling here at the Castle. Sterling taking on the Eagles of West Deptford. You can find that live on Channel 19, youtube.com/SterlingTV19. And this one, an early candidate for the game of the year in 2024. And looks like somebody on the Audubon side of things is
it's getting groovy with it.
Happy that his Green Wave have a 1-point advantage over the Sterling Silver Knights. 24.4 seconds remain. So Sterling's got 2 options here, either foul and send him to the line or create a turnover. Audubon has to go the full length of the floor. Pass to Young. Young now going backwards, looking around, gets it over the court to King, and a foul there on Borsch. So Finn King has a chance to make it a 3-point game.
But the best part about this here, it'll still be a 1-possession game no matter what. And that's the big part there for Sterling with the foul. So if they get it, when they get it back, they're gonna have to make it big.
Yeah, Finn King 50% from the line here, 2 big free throws.
First one is good for the junior. Coming into this game, he averaged 3 points a game, about 3 rebounds a game. And now makes it a 3-point lead for Audubon. So Sterling needs a 3 to tie. Camardo calls a timeout, and the Knights are gonna have time to talk this one over.
Big timeout here for the Knights. And again, the best part is they just need a 3 to tie, but they can't take the lead, which is exactly what Audubon was able to prevent with those 2 free throws by King. So now it's all up to whoever can come up big, and we've seen that multiple times throughout this game. Hopefully someone can do so yet again.
Yeah, so now those 2 free throws are huge because now the best Sterling can do in this possession is tie that. And if you're Audubon, now you can defend the perimeter and know that if you do defend that perimeter well, Sterling cannot tie this game. So it's huge for Audubon to knock down both those free throws.
And what's big for them as well, Travis Schmid is fouled out. He has been very clutch for the Knights here tonight, and that's something that thankfully for Audubon they don't have to worry about. So someone for the Knights is going to come up big here, hopefully, if they want a chance at winning this game and possibly even sending this to triple overtime.
Somebody other than Travis Schmid for the Sterling Knights is going to have to make a big offensive play and it's going to have to come from beyond the arc. 14.5 seconds remain. Audubon leads by 3, but Sterling's got the ball. Johnson will inbound right in front of the Sterling bench. He's looking, puts him on the floor, finds Camardo. Here's Arnett. Arnett drives inside. Arnett's shot is off the mark. And Sterling looking to foul, and Arnett fouls with 5.4 seconds remaining. Gotta hope for 2 misses and maybe a quick timeout. As you see Coach Behringer there. Not sure that that's the shot that they want, being down by 3. Arnett attacks the rim.
Yeah, something that wasn't even discussed here at the broadcast table for coming out of that timeout. So now big stuff here for Eller if he wants to end this one.
Eller's first free throw is good, now makes it a 2-possession game. And so no matter what, we will have a post-game show, no matter the outcome of this game. Eller's second free throw is good, and that pretty much puts a nail in the coffin to the Knights' comeback. Camardo's 3 doesn't go, and Audubon wins a tough one on the road. The Green Wave are the victors of this one, defeating the Knights 71-66 on the road, and a sigh of relief for head coach Brian O'Donnell as his team wins this one in double overtime. What a game we had on hand here tonight.
What a well-fought victory for the Audubon Green Wave. Ryan Johnson, Caleb Eller, Finn King, Azan Young, and Liam Nixon doing great here tonight. Post-game show to follow. The Knights drop a tough one, 71-66.
Have a great day, guys. Have a great day. Thanks for being so kind. Have a great day, guys.
He's so nice! Oh my gosh, it's so annoying. You're trash! I'm gonna have to take matters into my own hands. There it is! My God! Holy moly! No! It's beautiful.
Moral of the story, always be nice.
Why are you such a loser? Why am I such a loser? No, I'm not a loser. I'm cool. Many people think I am too.
Watch where you're going, pal.
Oh, wait a minute. What?
Guys, this has to stop.
8% of high schoolers have bought on school property. It isn't cool. This ain't no fight club. We have to change.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Sterling Channel 19. The Audubon Green Wave get it done 71-66. And I'm going to send it over to Jake for the postgame show.
Zon Young, great game tonight, and you were really dominant down in the low post. Talk about your ability to score around the basket.
Thank you. My ability to score, comes from hard work and training. A lot of off-season work, training with my trainers and playing AAU, and just wanting to win.
And then you guys, obviously, double overtime, had to take a lot out of you. Talk about some of the conditioning that you guys do at practice to get you prepared for a game like this tonight.
A lot of the conditioning, we do a lot of suicides, a lot of up and backs, making free throws. Free throws is very important to us. In the clutch, we made the free throws and we won the game.
Yeah, absolutely. And talk about, you're only a sophomore. Talk about what this means for you, a tough game like this to build off of, not only for this year, but for years to come.
What it means for me, I just want to win as a team. A lot of my teammates are seniors, so they're leaving me next year, and I got to do what I got to do.
Thank you for coming on with us. Great game tonight, and congrats on the win. Now, Ryan Johnston coming on the broadcast with us. Ryan, a tremendous talent. You averaged 24.6 a game for the Green Wave. Talk about your ability to score the ball from all three levels.
I think that's something I just developed this year. I never really had the mid-range game before, but I just developed that, and it made me a lot better of a player.
And it seemed like you were the main focal point of attention for the Knights defense tonight. Talk about trying to get other people involved when you're facing things like double teams or traps to try and get some of your other teammates involved.
I say my team did a really good job without me. I didn't have a good shoot tonight, so they kind of carried this game. Really.
And then obviously we don't get to cover a lot of Audubon Green Wave games. Talk about what's next for this program for this season.
I think we have a good shot at Group 1 and winning our conference, and there's a lot to look forward to.
Well, thank you for coming on with us. Tremendous game tonight, and congrats on the win. And now we're joined by Caleb Eller. Caleb, you did a tremendous job of really slowing down the pace when things got super heated in the moment. Talk about some of the things that were racing through your head as you were trying to calm things down, being the point guard of that offense.
Just win the game. Do anything to win the game. Keep my teammates' tempo right. Keep their minds right. Don't let them get out of control. Two of our starters played the whole game. They're only sophomores. So we just got to keep their heads right. Azon obviously was on here. He's young. Keep his head right. Just keep everyone in the flow of the game and not let them get too out of control.
And you did a tremendous job of really attacking the rim with quick cuts and getting quick baskets at the rim. Talk about your ability to move off the ball and get open looks around the basket.
That's just something we do in practice. We just practice getting down the hill, finishing through contact.
And now a big win for you guys, 7-3. Talk about how this win propels the Audubon Green Wave in the right direction.
Keeps our confidence up, our momentum going, and we're just ready for Wednesday.
Thank you for coming on with us. Great game tonight. So now we're going to send it back over to Brian McLernan, but we're going to take a look around for if we can get Travis Schmid, who had a great game tonight for the Knights. But we're first going to send it over to Brian.
Thank you, Jake. Our next TV game is this Thursday, January 11th, wrestling, Sterling versus West Deptford. That'll be at 6 p.m. live on Channel 19 or youtube.com/SterlingTV19. And we also have a tournament coming up soon here at the Castle. There's another Martin Luther King tournament. It'll be the second annual MLK Showcase on January 15th. Tons of basketball action coming here at the Castle. At 10:30, it'll be Kingsway versus Pittman in the main gym. 12 o'clock, Overbrook versus Wildwood Catholic. 1:30, Eastern versus Hightstown. 3 o'clock, it's the main one, Sterling taking on Clearview at 3 o'clock. And then the old gym, there's some action going on as well. 10 o'clock, it's Williamstown versus Woodbury. 11:30, it's Deptford versus Gloucester. 1 o'clock, Paulsboro versus Cherokee. And then at 2:30, it's Washington Township versus ACIT. But the big one to look out for on January 15th is the 3 o'clock game as Sterling will take on Clearview. Again, we are looking to see if Travis Schmid can come on to the broadcast. As we're going to take a quick break, we'll be right back. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Castle. 71-66 is the final here at the Castle as the Audubon Green Wave get it done. I'm going to send it back over to Jake as he has a special interview with Travis Schmidt.
And now joined by Sterling's player of the game, Travis Schmidt. Travis, obviously not the outcome that you guys wanted tonight, but you had a terrific game. Talk about what was working for you tonight from the opening tip.
I just felt good coming out here. We had that bad loss against Haddonfield on Friday night, so I knew tonight everyone, including myself, had to come out with more energy. Yeah, just sucks we fell up short because I think we put up a really good fight against a tough Audubon team.
Yeah, definitely a really good fight, and you talked about it as we came over. You made clutch play after clutch play. Talk about what was going through your mind when you made a couple of those clutch shots.
Yeah, I just feel like my team has a lot of trust in me, and just because they have a lot of trust in me, I just know I always got to deliver. So they have my back, I'm always going to have their back.
And a tough loss, obviously, for you guys. What is Coach Behringer saying to you guys right now in the locker room?
We can't dwell on it. I mean, it's still early in the season. We have a lot of season left. You know, we got to come back into practice tomorrow. We have 2 more games this week. We just can't keep our head down. We just got to keep shooting straight.
Yeah, and obviously tough for you to foul out. Seemed a little distraught over on the bench. Talk about how that must have felt that you took yourself out of the game because of a couple foul trouble. Granted, you played 6 quarters of basketball tonight.
Yeah, it does suck. You know, you work that hard offensively and defensively. You contribute as much as you can, and then you just have some stupid fouls. I tried to make a play on that kid, and you just got called for a foul. You know, it sucks. I wanted to be in the game. I wanted to be in there for my brothers, but, you know, it just couldn't happen tonight.
Well, thank you for coming on with us, Travis. Tremendous game out of you, and now we're going to send it over to Brian to wrap this one up.
Thank you, Jake. Again, our next TV game is this Thursday, January 11th. Sterling will be taking on West Stepford for wrestling at 6 p.m. It'll be live on Channel 19 or YouTube.com/SterlingTV19, and that is finally going to do it here for tonight. A lot of basketball here in this one, but Sterling falls just short 71-66. Thanks for everyone joining us here tonight. I'm Brian McLaren, thanks to Jake Clark, Dan Leakin, and Connor Strauss for joining me here on the broadcast. And thanks, Jules Mesta, for being the best camera operator out of all. And that's going to do it. Thank you to Mr. K and the tech crew for helping us out as well. Thank you very much. And as always, good night.